Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Unpolished 20-something. My name's Rachel. Today I'm going to be talking about how to make friends. I know, you're probably thinking, Rachel, we know how to make friends. We learned that in kindergarten. But it's a lot different when you're an adult, when you no longer have school and student organizations and extracurricular activities to push you together and force you to become friends. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard making friends. I am telling you firsthand experience that once you're no longer in school, it's tough. No, but really, I have had a lot of friends have asked me, Rachel, how do you make friends in a new place or when all your friends move away? The reason that people ask me this is because I've moved twice since I graduated college. I moved first to Chicago and then now to the Ohio area. And I'll be honest, it's not a piece of cake, it's not a walk in the park, and it doesn't come naturally to everyone. But I do have some tips and tricks for everyone that is wondering, how in the world am I ever going to make new friends when I don't know a single soul here? I think that with these tips and tricks, it can be a lot easier and a lot more manageable and not as terrifying as you might think it is. So the first piece of advice that I would give is to really think internally before you move or right when you move somewhere new or when you realize you really need to make some new friends and widen your circle. And that is to really think internally about what you want to get involved in. What's the most important thing to you? Where do you want to focus all of your attention to begin with? For me, anytime I move somewhere new, it's finding a new church. So my religion's really important to me and my faith is, and anytime I move somewhere new, finding a church is always the first thing that I do. But not everyone cares, not everyone's spiritual, not everyone's Christian. So obviously that's not something that I can suggest for every single one of you, but I think it is important to kind of use the same technique and to think about what the most important thing to you is, or what you want to get involved with first. So I look to find a church, and from there I try and get involved in that community and get to know a lot of people before I dive in a little too heavy. Because when you do move somewhere new, it's really easy to just get involved in a million different things because you freak out and you're like, I don't know anyone here. I need to make friends. How do I do this? Get involved in everything. Don't do that. First-hand experience, don't do that. I did that and I realized that I was overbooking myself and exhausting myself, and it wasn't a beneficial relationship that I was creating with these organizations or with the people in them. And so I needed to be more purposeful and more intentional in what I was getting involved in, and that's what I would suggest for all of y'all. Again, but you do kind of have to dive in head first. You can't just expect people to... Emma... Again, she's gonna be in every single video. Do you see her? Do you see this little kitty? Anyway, she's just really attached to me. What can I say? You do have to dive in head first. Just because no one else is gonna do it for you. No one's going to, I mean, they might, but you can't bank on people reaching out to you being like, hey, do you want to get involved in these 6 things? You need to ask the questions and do the research. What are you doing? Are you just sitting next to me? Okay, well, whatever. You need to do the research and ask the questions and figure out where you want to get involved. Because again, no one else is doing it for you. No one's holding your hand. It's all on you. And you also have to be comfortable introducing yourself to people you don't know. I'm totally fine with it. I'm an extrovert, so it's no big deal to me. But to a lot of people, it's one of the scariest things that you can do, to walk into a room of people where you don't know a soul and start a conversation with someone. But honestly, it can be the most rewarding thing. You can make a new friend and you can find yourself a new community in your area. And that's really important. It's really important to get involved and to not just go home after work every single day and watch Netflix, as tempting as it may be. I know. But really though, it's important to find a community. Social interaction is a huge part of being a human. We crave it, we need it. And if you're like me and you live alone, you can't necessarily just go home and have social interaction with people. You have to get out there and get involved. Now next, I would suggest, after you've found that most important community for you, to start thinking about some other communities in your area that might have something in common with you, whether it's getting involved in your university's alumni association, or if you were in a Greek organization looking for the alumni group or alumni chapter in your area. If you were not involved in any of that sort of stuff, but maybe there's an organization that you used to be a part of and maybe they have a sister chapter in your area, or maybe you used to volunteer at the local children's hospital and maybe you can get involved with that again. Whenever you get involved in these types of things that you've had a previous experience with, it's great and it's such an easy way to make new friends because you already have that initial bond, because you're already connected by that thing that you're both interested in or have a history of. I have had a lot of success this way. In Chicago, I met a lot of my friends through the Alumni Association. I also really enjoyed being an advisor for the local collegiate chapter for my sorority, and I've really enjoyed getting involved in the local alumni chapters as well, and I do that still here in Ohio. But again, it's just really important to find some of the things that you've been involved in and interested in the past that you might be able to find again, and it's a really easy way to make your new place feel like home. After that, if you're still not feeling like you've made as many friends as you'd like, or you want to get a little bit more involved, or just find some more organizations, you can try apps like Meetup or even Bumble BFF. I've never used it, but I know a lot of people who have met some of their best friends that way, and Meetup's really great because you can go on there. They have an online website and an app, and you can find people that have the same interests and hobbies as you and just get involved that. It's super easy to just say, hey, I wanted to go to that event anyway, and now I don't have to go alone because I can just go with these 10 people that are already planning to be there. They have them all the time, everywhere, all around the country, and if you live in a smaller area where you might not have access to some of these other things that I've talked about, that's a really easy way to just get out there and meet new people. And again, it can be a little intimidating going to these kind of things if you don't know anyone, but you just have to pump yourself up. Listen to a really exciting song, talk to yourself in the mirror. I know that seems lame, but I'm serious, like, I do it all the time. Frankly, I do. I'm not ashamed. And, you know, tell yourself you're awesome. Remind yourself how awesome you are. Maybe write in your journal about how awesome you are. And really pump up your confidence before you go to the event, because then you'll go in and you'll be like, all these people want to be friends with me. I'm sure of it. And you'll feel a lot more comfortable, honestly, going up to someone and being like, hey, I'm Rachel, what's your name? It sounds crazy, but I'm so serious. Like, it's all psychological, you know, tricking yourself into believing you're awesome, and then other people will too. The most important tip that I can give all of y'all for making new friends as an adult is to follow up with people. I can't tell you how many times I've gone someplace and I've connected with someone and felt like we got along really well, and we said, hey, like, you know, let's get dinner next week or something, which I know it totally sounds like you're hitting on someone and trying to ask them out on a date, and it's kind of like that. It really is. I'm not gonna pretend like it isn't, but I can't tell you how many times I've done that, said, yeah, absolutely, given them my number, and then never reach out to me. Actually, most of the time they don't. The only time that I've met up with people that I've met in random ways like that is because I got their number and I reached out to them, because most people, they chicken out. They're like, oh, what if they don't like me? What if they were just being nice? I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just not that kind of person, so I don't really know what goes through people's heads as to why they decide to not reach out to someone, but I mean, it is a lot like dating in that way. So I suggest that if you're comfortable with it, try and get their number and their contact information, And if you really truly did feel like you guys had a lot in common and could potentially be good friends, then send them a text. Say, hey, it was awesome to meet you. Do you want to go grab dinner with me and a friend next week? Or I was gonna go to this show. Are you interested in seeing it with me? Because I decided to be the person to follow up with people and actually make real plans, I've made a lot of friends that way. Because meeting someone one time and never talking to him again, that's not how you make friends. I don't know what they taught you in kindergarten and preschool, but you're definitely not going to make friends that way. And most of the time, unless you actually make plans to see them, you're not gonna see them again unless you happen to run into them by some chance. And you can't bank on that. Not if you truly want to be friends with this person or you just want to have some sort of social interaction for the week, which I know I need. And most people do. I mean, even if you're an introvert, most people still need some sort of interaction with people to feel sane. And that's really the biggest piece of advice that I can possibly give. Thank y'all for watching today. I hope that I helped some of you if you're moving to a new area or all of a sudden realize that all of your friends have moved to a new area. This isn't something that they teach you in college, how to make friends once you're no longer in school. But it's definitely something that a lot of people struggle to learn, and hopefully now you don't have to learn it on your own. But if you ever have other questions about how I've done it in the new areas that I've moved to, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always happy to help. And without further ado, I hope you all have a great day. Please subscribe to my channel before you leave, give a thumbs up, and share this video. Thanks y'all. Bye.